Where on earth are you supposed to live? It's a huge question for pretty much every newcomer, but don't stress, we're going to break it all down for you.
Yup, this is the big one. You start looking at a map and you see all these names, Luxembourg City, Esch-sur-Alzette. It can feel like a total overload. So how do you find that sweet spot? You know, the one that perfectly balances your commute, your budget, and the kind of vibe you're looking for. Well, let's dive right in and figure it out.
First things first, let's get the big picture. You have to remember, Luxembourg is, well, it's pretty small. Think about the size of a French department or a Belgian province. But even though it's small, it's split into 5 very different regions, and each one has its own unique personality.
So let's head up north. This is where you'll find all the green, a ton of nature. It's beautiful. But here's the kicker. It's also the most affordable part of the whole country. And don't think you'll be out in the middle of nowhere. The main town up there, Diekirch, is only a 30-minute train ride from the capital. Not bad at all. Now let's swing down to the south. This place has a really cool history. It used to be the heart of the country's mining industry. Today, it's totally transformed. It's a super busy, vibrant hub, especially around the city of Esch-sur-Alzette. And get this, it's about to get even better connected, because there's a new tram line in the works to link it straight to Luxembourg City.
Okay, over to the east. This is the famous Moselle region. Just picture it. Rolling hills, vineyards everywhere, the beautiful Moselle River winding through. It's gorgeous. So, of course, it's a big spot for tourism. Price-wise, it's kind of in the middle. Not the cheapest for sure, but not the most expensive either. A happy medium.
And what about the west? This is an area that's really on the up and up. It's growing fast, partly because it's so close to the Belgian border. You've got towns like Mammer and Steinfort that are just booming. Definitely a region to keep an eye on if you're looking for something new. And last but not least, we've got the Cent. I mean, no surprises here, right? This is where Luxembourg City is, so of course it's the most popular, most in-demand region. It's the heart of everything. Business, social life, you name it. But that also means finding a place to live here is, well, it's tough competition. And just to put all this into perspective, the whole country has a population of about 640,000 people. That's it. And all those people are spread out over about 100 different towns, or as they call them here, communes. So really, your big search is going to boil down to picking just one of those 100 spots. All right, so we've done the grand tour of the regions. Now let's zoom in a bit. Instead of thinking about 100 different communes, we can actually sort them into 3 basic categories. This is going to be a game changer for narrowing down your options based on the kind of daily life you actually want.
So basically, you've got 3 flavors to choose from. You've got your very urban spots, right in the thick of it. Then you have the medium-sized towns that are still really well connected. And finally, you have the more remote places for a quieter life. Let's see how they stack up against each other. This chart really lays it all out, doesn't it? If you look at the very urban column, we're talking places like Bertrands or Strassen, you've got everything you could possibly need right there. Super convenient. Then you've got the medium towns, like Mammer or Mersch. These strike a really nice balance. You still have your supermarkets and basics, but it feels more residential. And then, of course, the remote option gives you all the peace, quiet, and space you could want. But you might have to drive a bit for your groceries. So just looking at this, which column is calling your name?
Okay, so hopefully you're starting to get a feel for the type of place that might suit you. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. We need to talk about the 3 key things that will really help you filter through all the options and pinpoint the perfect spot.
So how do you actually choose? You might have a general idea of a region or a type of town, but how do you pick the one? Honestly, it all comes down to figuring out what's most important to you.
And really, it boils down to these 3 big things: the commute, the cost, and the community. Let's take a look at each one by one.
First up, let's talk money. The cost. There's a really simple rule here. The closer you are to the big job centers, the more you're going to pay. It's not uncommon to see rents over 30 euros per square meter right near the city. But if you're willing to live a bit further away, that number can drop to 15 or 20 euros. I mean, that's a huge difference in your monthly budget. The trade-off, of course, is a longer commute.
And then there's the community itself. What do you need to have nearby? Some of the smaller towns might just have a local bakery and not much else. The bigger ones will have it all: supermarkets, swimming pools, libraries, and those all-important childcare centers or creches. So you have to ask yourself, what does a great quality of life look like for me? Is it having parks to walk in, or is it being close to a theater and local events? All right, we have covered a lot. We looked at the big regions, we broke down the different types of towns, and we talked about the 3 C's: commute, cost, and community.
So now, let's tie it all together and figure out how to actually make this decision without losing your mind.
You know, the best piece of advice I can give you is this. You really can't make a bad choice here. Seriously. Every single commune in Luxembourg is incredibly well equipped. The country has these amazing safety nets built in that pretty much guarantee a great quality of life no matter where you end up.
So what are these safety nets I'm talking about? Well, for starters, all public transport, trains, trams, buses, the whole lot is 100% free everywhere in the country. It's amazing. On top of that, there are tons of free park and ride lots, which makes mixing driving and public transport super easy. And finally, the infrastructure is just top-notch. It doesn't matter where you live, you're probably never more than 30 minutes away from a great school, a hospital, or a major shopping center.
So, let's put it in simple terms. If budget is your #1 concern, you should be looking north or south. Easy. If you absolutely need that big city dynamic vibe and you're okay with a smaller space, then yeah, Luxembourg City is the place. But if you're like a lot of people and you're searching for that perfect balance, then you should really check out those first ring towns right around the city, places like Strassen or Walferdinge. In the end, it really all comes down to what you want your life in Luxembourg to look like. Do you want to save money? Do you want to be in the middle of all the action? Or are you dreaming of a quiet, family-friendly street? The good news is, now you have a roadmap. You can think about the regions, the types of towns, and your own priorities to find that perfect spot to call home.